How many 6'10" players in NBA history can handle the ball like a point guard, attack the rim with the craft of a seasoned scorer, and then turn around and lock up some of the league's toughest wings on defense? The truth is, you can probably count them on one hand. And right now, Franz Wagner is proving he belongs in that rare category. He's not flashy, he's not the loudest personality in the room, but night after night, he's quietly destroying defenses, putting up superstar numbers, and carrying a young Orlando Magic team that suddenly looks dangerous. Most fans still overlook him, but the ones paying attention know they're watching a star in the making. When you really look at Franz Wagner's game, it's the moments that jump off the screen which tell the story. Take the Celtics playoff game where he casually dropped 32 points and 8 assists, not as a role player, not hiding behind stars, but as the go-to guy when it mattered most. Then think about that night against the Lakers, when he lit them up for 37 points and 11 assists, making some of the league's best defenders look completely lost. And it's not just the box score. It's how he does it. One possession he'll pull up from mid-range with the calm of a veteran, the next he's spinning into the lane and finishing with a reverse layup over 2 defenders. Plays that most forwards his size might pull off once or twice in a season, Wagner makes them look routine. That's what separates him. He's not just scoring points, he's controlling games. But here's the part most people miss: these highlight moments aren't accidents, and they're definitely not lucky hot nights. They're becoming a pattern. And if you're paying attention, you can see exactly why Orlando trusts him in the biggest moments. What makes Franz Wagner even scarier is that he's not just an offensive weapon, he's a true two-way force. On offense, he's versatile enough to run the pick and roll, create shots for himself, or set up teammates with ease. At 6 feet 10 inches, he shouldn't be moving like a guard, yet he glides into the lane, threads passes through tight windows, and keeps the defense constantly guessing. But then on the other end of the floor, he's a problem. Wagner's lateral quickness allows him to stay in front of smaller guards, his length makes him a nightmare for wings, and his awareness helps him rotate and contest at the rim. It's that rare balance: he can drop 25 on you one night and still lock down your best scorer the next. To put it in perspective, look at Orlando's defensive numbers. With Wagner on the court, their rotations tighten, their transition defense sharpens, and their opponent's efficiency drops. It's not a coincidence, it's a direct reflection of Wagner's presence. And when you compare his blueprint to elite two-way stars like Jason Tatum, the parallels start to show. He may not have the same spotlight yet, but he's following the same path. Franz Wagner's game is all about the little details most people overlook. Watch the way he moves in the paint, his footwork is textbook, almost like he's been studying guards his whole life. He doesn't just drive recklessly into traffic, he uses hesitation dribbles, spin moves, and Euro steps to keep defenders off balance. And the way he finishes? That's what sets him apart. High off the glass, reverse layups, wrong-footed floaters, these are shots that look impossible until you realize Wagner makes them look routine. It's not just flair, though. Every move has purpose. When a defender expects him to go right, he shifts left. When a big steps up to block, he angles his body to use the rim as protection. These aren't lucky shots falling, they're calculated skills that come from hours of repetition. And the efficiency proves it. Most players his size rely heavily on power or athleticism, but Wagner blends finesse with strength in a way that's rare. He has the touch of a guard and the size of a forward, and that combination is what makes him so hard to stop. The best part? He's only 23, which means as good as this looks now, he's still nowhere near his peak. Sometimes, the eye test can fool you. But with Franz Wagner, the numbers tell the same story as the highlights, and they're even harder to ignore. He's averaging close to 25 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists per game, and those numbers place him in elite company. Think about it, only a handful of players across the league are putting up that kind of all-around production, and their names everyone recognizes: Giannis Antetokounmpo, Nikola Jokic, Jason Tatum, Luka Doncic. These are franchise players, MVP candidates, household names. Yet here's Wagner, matching their output at just 23 years old, without the same spotlight or constant ESPN coverage. It's almost like he's hiding in plain sight. And that's what makes him so fascinating. If another young star put up these stats in New York, LA, or Boston, the media would be calling him the future of the league. But because Wagner's doing it in Orlando, it flies under the radar. That lack of attention doesn't change the reality, though. The production is there, the impact is real, and the numbers prove he belongs in the same conversation as the game's biggest names. The scary part? He's still improving, and his ceiling isn't capped yet. If you really want to know how valuable a player is, look at what happens when they're not on the floor. For the Orlando Magic, the difference with and without Franz Wagner is night and day. When Wagner is playing, the Magic look like a playoff team, confident, structured, and capable of beating anyone on a given night. Their offense flows, their defense holds steady, and the ball movement has purpose. But take him off the court, and suddenly everything feels shaky. The scoring slows down, the defense gets exposed, and the team struggles to find rhythm. It's a clear sign of a near superstar. Not only does he fill up the stat sheet, but he elevates everyone around him. You see young guys getting easier looks because Wagner draws attention. You see the defense rotating quicker because he sets the tone. His presence is like a stabilizer. When he's in the game, Orlando knows who they are. At just 23 years old, that kind of influence is rare. Most players his age are still figuring themselves out. Wagner is already shaping the identity of an entire franchise. As complete as Franz Wagner's game already looks, there's one piece of the puzzle that hasn't fully clicked yet: his three-point shot. Right now, he's sitting at around 29% from beyond the arc, and in today's NBA, that number stands out. Defenses are willing to sag off a bit, daring him to shoot, which limits just how unstoppable he could be. But here's the thing, this isn't some fatal flaw. Wagner has shown in past seasons that he can knock down threes at an average clip, closer to 34 to 35%. And with his form and work ethic, it's not unrealistic to think he'll find that consistency again. In fact, it's the most exciting what-if in his development. Because imagine this, if he gets that three-point shot to league average or even slightly above, it completely changes how teams have to guard him. No more sagging off, no more daring him to shoot. Suddenly, defenders have to play him tight on the perimeter, which opens up his drives, his playmaking, and his ability to collapse defenses for his teammates. In other words, the shooting isn't just a missing skill, it's the one thing standing between Franz Wagner being really good and being absolutely unguardable. When you zoom out and look at the bigger picture, it's clear Franz Wagner isn't just another young talent, he's the kind of player who can shift the trajectory of a franchise. The Orlando Magic already have a budding star in Paolo Banchero, but Wagner's versatility and two-way game make him the perfect co-star. Together, they're building a foundation that could put Orlando back on the map in a serious way. If Wagner continues to polish his shot and build on his already elite skill set, the ceiling isn't just all-star appearances, it's all NBA honors. He has the body, the numbers, and the IQ to hang with the league's best. The only thing missing is the recognition. And here's the kicker, he's only 23. Most players at his age are still trying to find their role, but Wagner already looks like the engine of a playoff-level team. As he matures, as his shooting develops, and as the Magic grow around him, we might be looking at a player who changes not just Orlando's future, but the balance of power in the Eastern Conference. Franz Wagner isn't just underrated, he's a star hiding in plain sight. And if the rest of the league keeps sleeping on him, they're in for a rude awakening. Franz Wagner has all the tools, the size, the skill, the defense, the playmaking, and the mindset. He's not the loudest player in the league, and he's not in a big market city that gets endless media attention, but maybe that's what makes him so dangerous. While the spotlight shines elsewhere, Wagner is quietly stacking performances that put him right alongside the NBA's elite. The question isn't if the rest of the league will catch on, it's when. And when they do, Franz Wagner won't just be known as an underrated young star. He'll be recognized as one of the pillars of the league's future. So now it's your turn, what do you think? Is Franz Wagner already on the path to becoming a superstar? Or does he still have more to prove before he gets that title? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, I want to hear what you think.